Hello there, and I'm calling this one the Aquarian Command. And so what I want to do now is just first of all to talk to you about these different ages. You've heard of the age of Aquarius, and it's generally recognized that we are in the very earliest phases of this. It's like we're in the dawning of the age of Aquarius. And so let's explain what this is all about. So the idea is this: the galaxy takes just over 26,000 years to do a complete revolution. So a galactic day is approximately 26,000 years. Now you divide that by 12, I think exactly is more like 5,920. Divide that by 12 and it gives us approximately 2,160 years. So that is the figure for each of the ages that we pass through. And the age that we've been passing through and coming to the end of is the Piscean age. Now this age has all been about belief systems. What do you believe? What do I believe? What do they believe? So this is what we're very familiar with, this idea of belief. And it's therefore not surprising that one of the main features of the Piscean age is of course religion, whereby you sign up to a series of beliefs, and as far as you're concerned, that's how it is. And you take everything on faith. So that's the age that we are leaving behind, and we are entering into the Aquarian age, which is based upon very different principles. And indeed, if you look at the astrology, you can see how it all works out. So the age of Aquarius, which various different opinions, but sometime in the 20th century, some say right at the beginning of the 20th century, some say around about the middle, that's when the age of Aquarius began. And it's very much in the dawning phase at the moment, so it does take quite some time. If you can imagine an age takes over 2,000 years, then the dawn is going to take maybe more than a century. So from our perspective, people's lifetimes that are alive now, this is all we've ever known, is a transition from one stage to the next. So just as much as the age of Aquarius was all to do with belief, the age of Pisces was all to do with belief, the age of Aquarius is all about something completely different, and the simple word for it is to know. So now I'm going to give you the Aquarian Commandment. The Aquarian Commandment is, in Latin, it is non-credo, which means in English, don't believe. And I feel it's a really appropriate thing to mention now, because we're all, many of us, going on to online, looking at search engines, looking at things on YouTube, and getting all these different opinions from different people, and I definitely include myself in this. So this is my suggestion to you: because we are in the dawning of the age of Aquarius, one of the best things you can do is you can adopt this attitude of whatever information comes to you, don't believe it. And I most emphatically include anything that comes out of my mouth. Don't believe any of it. What I suggest you do instead is to take the true Aquarian approach, which is to put it to the test. Do your own research. Try it out. You come across a dietary system. Don't believe anything anyone says. Don't believe anything at all. Find out what works for you, what works for your body. And when it comes to diet, I must admit, I always recommend listening to your own body. The body is so much wiser than the mind when it comes to such things. But even that, don't believe that either. Simply put everything to the test. And this is very much the story of my shamanic training, and that of anyone who has a decent training. We all get told right away, okay, you'll do journeys, you'll meet guys. Don't trust, don't believe, put them to the test. See actually whether this is working for you. Is shamanism an appropriate lifestyle for you? If so, that's because you put it to the test and you discovered it works for you. That's great. And if it doesn't work for you, then move on to something that does work for you. This really is the total essence of the time that we're living in, which is to let go of ultimately all belief systems and to move into a point of trying things out, experimenting. One of the key words for Aquarius is science, which is why science has become so strong at this time. Effectively, religion is on its way out, science on its way in, and it's all about don't trust, don't believe, try it out, experiment, research for yourself, find out what works for you in all aspects of your existence. It's such a helpful approach, and that, interesting enough, is the only commandment in the Aquarian Age. There is nothing else except for this one, and the one commandment is don't believe. Find things out for yourself. Research, test it out, see what works for you. And what works for you may not work for other people. And there's no more of a perfect example than that when it comes to diet and nutrition. And it was really great when I discovered about blood groups and realised, well, different blood groups actually require different kind of things. And that does explain why for some people one kind of diet is really great and for someone else that diet is absolutely no good at all. So that's it. Try it out, don't believe, experiment and see what works for you. And when you find things that work for you, then go for it. Make that your way of being. Thank you very much.